If I told you that there was an energetic door within you that if you open, everything in your life would improve, would you be interested, at least to learn about it? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today. My name is Sonia Choquette. Welcome to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, I'm so happy you're here. I believe in divine appointments. I believe you found your way here because maybe there might be something that could be really helpful and bring a lot more peace and flow into your life today. So stick around, and I hope that's the case. And if you're coming back, welcome back. I'm so grateful that you keep coming back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we are going to talk about opening the heart chakra. This is the power portal of your experience, of your life. Now, the heart chakra is the energetic overlay that rests energetically on top of our physical heart. This is power central. You know, our heart is the home of our spirit. It is the foundation. It is the resting place of our soul and spirit. And when our heart is beating and our energy is present, our spirit's in the body. When our heart stops beating for long enough, our spirit leaves. Who we really are is no longer present. So what we need to do is open the portal that allows the spirit that is in our heart, that gives your heart the power to beat. Give it space and expression and allow your divine essence to flow. So if you thought about it, is your heart chakra open? Chances are maybe a little. But the problem with this is, for us, life is challenging and scary and often has been not supportive. And so what we have is an energetic protective shield that can slide into place to really help us navigate difficulties. Now, where we get into trouble is when that protective shield gets slid into place and gets stuck. And it's front and back. Kind of locks us in. So we feel strong feelings about what we want. I want to be loved. I want to be supported. I want to feel connection. I want to belong. But I cut myself off. So even if those opportunities were there, because your heart chakra is closed, you won't feel them. So you'll still be lonely and alone. I have a client that I was working who's just so emotionally distraught all the time, the loveliest woman. She said, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, no matter what job I have, no matter where I live, I'm always the outsider. I never feel like I belong. She said, people are nice, but I think they're just being nice to me because they feel sorry for me. I don't feel any love from them. I don't trust them. And I said, well, that would be probably something that is possible if it were one place, maybe two. But if it's everywhere you go, then that definitely invites the self-reflection that maybe it's me. Maybe it's not that wherever I go, it's a hostile world where I don't belong. Actually, the odds of that are pretty slim. But maybe wherever I go, I'm so cut off and so defended and so braced for not allowing myself to be vulnerable that I don't feel the love that's actually there. That's more like it. Now, I'm not saying throw the doors wide open. We have that protective shield over our hearts and the availability of that shield anyway for a reason. Sometimes we are around energies that are not healthy for us. They're toxic, they're antagonistic, they're angry, they're upsetting, and that shield is an energetic protection that allows us to navigate these challenging vibrations. But we want to open that shield up. So how do we do that? The first thing you want to do is ask yourself, are you even interested? Your heart won't open unless you want it to open. That is a very big revelation. I have a client who's divorced. He was married for a very long time, got divorced. Basically got divorced because by his own admission, he was pretty much an entitled jerk. He said, I grew up in an atmosphere where I expected my wife to just take care of me. And I didn't put a lot of interest in her. I didn't put a lot of interest in her feelings. I dismissed her as too emotional, and she got sick of it and dumped me. And I've been enraged ever since. And I said, well, sure, your ego's having a lot of fun with that, but it's been 8 or 9 years now. How's that working out for you? And he said, I'm tired. And I worry because I worry that I'm going to just die alone and feel like I just really didn't learn anything. So he said he was going to go on a big trip, try to sort of have a spiritual awakening. And he did. He went to India, and he went to Bali, and he went to Hawaii. And he said in the course of the trip, I was still kind of an angry outsider, just watching, lurking on the sidelines, not really allowing anyone in, putting on a happy face and being everybody's friend, but pretty phony, more or less. Inside, bitter, angry, felt life was unfair. But I was at a drum circle in Hawaii one night. Went to this drum circle. It was kind of offered as an addendum for my little cheap hotel I was staying in. It wasn't even a hotel. It was more like a hostel-y thing, but a lot of young people. He said, when I went to the drum circle, for whatever reasons, it went on long enough that I got out of my head. And I really started vibrating with the music. And while I was really in this circle, it occurred to me that I was a very bitter, angry person with a closed heart and pretty much had pushed everyone away from me in my life way before I ever got married. And that no wonder I was alone. No wonder I needed to have a change of heart. So that really, really shook him. Now, my client is just beginning to change his heart. But the biggest and most difficult part of it was the decision to. Have you ever had a change of heart? I know that I've had a change of heart many times in my life. After my own divorce, I was so wounded and I was so traumatized because it came on the heels of 2 major deaths and then the divorce. So I just felt like a bowling ball down the line, knocked me for a loop. But for a long time, I knew my heart was closed. I knew that protective shield was there. And I knew it felt like I was living kind of muffled, like I had something over my nose and mouth and couldn't really connect. But I was okay with it. I knew that I needed to do some inner work and that it wasn't about the time to connect with others. So what I did and if you're just starting to reopen your heart, before you go open it to other people, open it to yourself. I spent many years really focusing on how I could love myself more, what I could do differently. I'd been trained to be a good Catholic girl in a big Catholic family where I put everyone ahead of myself. I was trained and very sensitive and very psychic, so I knew everybody's belly aches and pains and put them ahead of my own. It took a while for me to learn the good boundaries, and it took a while for me to even get in touch with feeling safe in my body and safe again. It took a while, but I wanted to learn. I didn't want to live with a closed heart. I didn't want to live as though I was just watching life and waiting for it to take care of me. I knew that was wrong, and so I prayed. I also went on some pilgrimages too. I'd walk the Camino de Santiago, which is this 858-kilometer pilgrimage. I did it twice. I went to Lourdes. That was another one. I went to Chartres in France. I did a lot of praying. I went to India. And so I definitely am a person who's going to leave no stone unturned. I went to therapy. I went to workshops. I did spiritual trance and ketamine therapy. Believe me, I did it all. But what I finally realized, and what I want to share with you guys today, is that while all of those things were profoundly beneficial, the thing that mostly changed my heart was when my granddaughter was born, because she opened my heart. It was such an incredible experience to be around this fun, bright, joyful, light being in the world that my heart flew open and I remembered that I was joyful. Now, sometimes this happens with people in other ways. I have a client who is just not really in the flow one way or another, and she got a dog. She got herself a puppy, and it blew every door of her heart wide open. Now, I know another client whose heart was closed and his head was heavy, and he bought a farm. Now, not that everybody has the means to buy a farm, and it wasn't any big deal farm, but he bought a plot of land that he could grow and be creative on, and it opened his heart. So the key is, first, recognize if you need to open your heart, and then think about what would actually do that for you. Now, let me give you some motivation. Here's what happens when you open your heart. The first thing that happens is so wonderful, you won't believe it, is you'll sleep better. Believe it or not, when your heart is open, you get out of your head. So your head goes to sleep at night with a whole lot more ease and grace. So if for no other reason you open your heart to get a good night's sleep, that's reason enough, because you'll feel better. Secondly, you'll have more physical energy, because a closed heart is like driving your car on flat tires in the snow. It's hard to move in life without your engine motivating you and pushing you forward. So that's another big motivation for opening your heart. Third, you actually will remember what's good about you and about life. It's like changing the channel off of drama and trauma and getting back on the cartoons, back on It's a Wonderful World. All of a sudden, what you notice changes. You start noticing beauty and kindness and compassion and good people, and it starts flying at you, because our worlds are vibrational matches. And when your heart is open, things fly at you to match that frequency. And so you start meeting happier people, kinder people, more joyful people. Doors start opening. You start getting invitations. You start making friends. You become attractive, because the secret to attraction is an open heart. The other thing is that you start living in the moment. You stop dwelling on the past. After my heart completely reopened, I hardly ever think about the past. It's a miracle. So when your heart opens, you really do appreciate being present. So these are some of the motivations. Now let's get on to some of the ways in which to open your heart. Now the big one is forgiveness. Now forgiveness is a challenge, because your ego, I know mine didn't want to forgive much of anything. It can be righteous and wounded and hurt. And what do you mean forgive? Because the ego confuses forgiveness with condoning something, saying that's okay. So we're not saying anything's okay. We're just saying, I've learned, I'm done, you can't take any more energy. Now, it's still tricky, right? So let's not try to forgive too much at once. The most important thing to start with forgiveness is to forgive yourself. I had to forgive myself for being in a relationship way longer than maybe was good for me, because I said I would be. And it caused me confusion. I wanted it to work out. Just didn't. God had different plans for me. I needed to grow in a different way. So one of the ways in which you can forgive is to forgive yourself for maybe misjudging someone or something, or making mistakes, and just start there. Now, a wonderful way to forgive, the easiest way, is a Hawaiian prayer called the Ho'oponopono. 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 Quite simply, it says, I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. You're saying it to your spirit. You're saying it to God. You're saying it to the universe. You're saying it You're just saying, I'm sorry. Just forgive me, which means let it go. Be present. Now you can sing it, you can think it, you can dance it, and you can even feel like it's not doing anything, but it is. So that is a good thing. If you have the benefit of being in nature, being around a loving animal, being around children that open your heart. Now, maybe you don't have the nervous system for that right now because it definitely requires full-on attention. Maybe just watching cartoons, watching kids' movies, reading fairy tales instead of reading heavy-duty, constant self-improvement books or the news. The key is ask your angels and guides to help you. Ask God to help you. Just say, I'm ready to open my heart. And then think about and name out loud 100 times a day things you love. Do you know that the most used words right now that are causing so much trauma and upset on the planet are the words I hate? I hate the weather. I hate the politics. I hate the government. I hate my job. I hate my butt. I hate my hair. I hate my neighbor. I hate this meal. You know, it comes so fast, but it's such a low vibration. It just drains and slams that heart shut. But you can start saying, I love this beautiful day. I love this garden in my backyard. I love sunshine. I love playing silly games with my granddaughter. I love watching British murder mysteries. I love a good cup of coffee. I love going on vacation. It doesn't mean you have to do these things, but just to say these things, begin to move that shield open. Now, you don't lose the shield. Where appropriate, you can put it back in place, but it's not meant to stay stuck. And then do this a lot. Breathe in, hand on heart. You can literally feel your heart open. You can physically feel it open. And then move around a little bit. The other thing that opens the heart is to sing. Sing into your hairbrush, sing into the mirror, sing in the shower, sing songs you know the words to. Sing kid songs, sing lullabies. But when you sing, and you really do sing from the heart, it opens the heart. Now here's the good news. We are born with open hearts. It is our natural design. It is not natural to have our hearts slammed shut because when they slam shut, they shove us into our head and then we're stuck in this nightmare of, oh my God, I can't get over all the trauma of the world. Because when you get into your ego, it's a constant battle. I call your ego your barking dog. And when you're in your ego, it's a dog fight. Endless. So you want to open this heart, and you can physically do it by singing, by breathing, by yawning, by sighing. You know, if you're really trapped in negative energy, shake and scream and dance and carry on. I had one guy say when I suggested this in an earlier video that I'm just talking to menopausal women. Actually, I'm talking to you. The more stuck and righteous and demanding and judgmental you are, the more you need to do this because that is really stuck in your head and it is a very lonely place, even if you don't want to admit it. Opening our hearts means letting go of control, letting go of judgment, letting go of righteousness, letting go of separation. We have to train ourselves to do it, but these little ways make a big difference. So that's the magic portal. We're going to be talking more about this because when you open your heart, every good thing starts to happen. Promise, every good thing. So thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Better yet, please subscribe. It keeps our channel going and you won't miss any of the beautiful energy that is being channeled through the guides to all of us in how to live a happier, more multi-dimensional, joyful life. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. All my love.